the same syllabus which was obsolete 10 years before. They are teaching the Anglo-Saxon period. And believe me, you just take out the papers from the last 3, 4, 5 years, you will not find a single question coming from those topics. And the students, they have no idea. They think that yes, I have to study this. For knowledge it is good, but not for UGC NET. So you have to decide, you have to know this knowledge, that what time you have to give in the Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3 and up to Unit 10. So I have even seen many influencers who are not even MA English, they don't have NET degree even, and they are teaching the UGC NET English exam. So from these influencers, the students take their courses and they start studying. So you can very much imagine. So no question is asked. So students, just dedicate your time on the syllabus which is given by the Government of India. Fine. So these are the points which has to be taken into consideration. What I am trying to teach you, that how you have to qualify UGC NET in the very first attempt, or you should know the points before you start this journey. Now, the next point which comes to my mind is that UGC NET syllabus, that is 2022 or 2023, it is a very difficult syllabus in terms of a new student who has just entered into the MA English. There are many students who have no idea because they have not done their graduation in English, and directly they come to the post-graduation. There have been many students of OSN who have qualified in the first attempt, that is even JRF, and having no background of English in their graduation. So why? Because they got the best, the mentorship. And you see the students, the syllabus, the topic wise, the drama, poetry, fiction, non-fiction, you see language, basic concepts, English in India, cultural studies, literary criticism, literary theory, research methods and materials in English. These 10 units students is the new syllabus from 2019. If you are not knowing this new syllabus, you can search on the Google also, you can see here. There are two types of paper students. Paper 1 is general paper, which consists of 100 marks. And number of questions is only 50, which is known as teaching and research aptitude, which is a general paper which is compulsory for every student of UGC NET, irrespective of any subject. Now, paper number 2, that is of literature, that is of 100 questions, again 200 marks. So 200 plus 100 kitna ho gaya? That is 300 marks. Now, the 60% is an average to qualify this examination if you are a general category student. And this cutoff ranges from different places. Means the cutoff can be 54, cutoff can be 56, cutoff can be 60, it can go up to 62 also. Now, what is JRF? Junior Research Fellowship. Junior Research Fellowship is the same examination where the students are scoring high numbers. For example, if you are a general candidate student, 5 to 7% is the range from the general category to the JRF. And that too in the same ST, ST or general category. Now, coming to the previous year question paper students, many students believe that the previous year question papers are of utmost importance. Yes, they are important, but not in the beginning. First, you have to complete your course, you have to command the entire knowledge, 70-80% of the course when you finish. Then you take out the previous year question papers, and don't ever think that the previous year question papers or the questions will be repeated. Because I have thoroughly experienced, I have thoroughly researched. It was a time when the original papers used to come again and again in a different form, but it was before 2019. As I have been teaching since 1998, it is almost 24-25 years. So I have 50-60 papers in my subconscious mind. That is why I can emphatically say that now the trend has changed. So don't waste time in solving all the time the previous year question papers, thinking that these questions might revise, might come again in a different form. They might come, but yes, it will be in a total different direction. Fine. So this is important. So don't waste your time all the time on only solving the previous year question papers. You must have seen many YouTube channels, the teachers, the mentors, they are only teaching the previous year question papers. They are only solving the MCQs. That is actually wasting your time, students. Actually, you always believe in content. If your content is right, if your content is correct, it is in your subconscious mind, then only when you will go into the examination hall, you will be able to analyze the 4 options. There are 4 options. So, hota kya hai students, when these 4 options are coming, So two options immediately should be demarcated. कि नहीं ये गलत होगा, ये गलत होगा. These two are immediately given 0 marks. Now only 2 are left. When 2 are left, then you have to make your mind according to your subconscious, according to the level of knowledge which you have attained. This is correct, this is wrong. This is correct, this is wrong. So this routine, this thing will come in your mind only when you have a great knowledge. आपने सुना होगा एक कहावत है, there is a proverb, knowledge is power. The more knowledge you have, the more efficient you become in subtracting these 3 options out of 4. The less knowledge you have, you will never be able to delete all these 3 other options. So what is the outcome? What is the final answer? That you have to be very, very knowledgeable as far as this examination is concerned. There is no shortcut to success, my dear students. एक छोटी सी स्टोरी मैं आपको यहाँ बता सकता हूँ that I have been receiving many calls from the last 20 years of the parents, and even not the parents but the learned parents who are high class officers. They call me and they say that, sir, my daughter has to qualify, my son has to qualify UGC NET. Do something that my daughter should qualify. I don't know anything, sir. You are a lot experienced. Give me some way. I am ready to do anything for my daughter. I am ready to pay anything anywhere. But please help me that my daughter should become an assistant professor. So why I am quoting this example, students, never ever think about the shortcut success or any other means of qualifying NET. There can be no other means of qualifying UGC NET. It is like the highest level examination where there can be no pilferage of any types. Fine. So these are the things which only experience, a lot of experience matters. So this is my experience, students, which I am trying to share with you, the details which will be helpful to you. Now, as far as, the study material is concerned, student, which plays a very important role in your career, that I have seen that while studying, the students try to make the handmade notes. And they search a lot of information here and there. But these information are correct or not correct. Who will check this thing? There have been many books in the market. For example, I'll tell you, The History of English Literature by Michael Alexander, The History of English Literature by B. Prasad, History of English Literature by M.K. Nair, History of English Literature by Rowledge, History of English Literature by many people, many great authors of the foreign countries or India even. But all those history of English literature are written in a different way. They are not eccentric. So I have written 2 special history of English literature books, students, which students are studying pan-India, and they get so much out of it because these books are net eccentric. It has my 25 years of experience because it is actually like a ready-made. You go to the garment shop, you wear a coat, you wear a pant, and you are ready for giving the interview or going to the marriage hall. So such books are there which the students inculcate in their knowledge and they get the questions. For example, there is 4 units: drama, poetry, fiction and non-fiction. So these 4 units which cover the entire history of English literature, which has to be taken into command. Unless and until, my dear students, you are not commanding your history of English literature, there is no examination in the country which can be successful. You can note it down. This is my words. And I would also like to convey my dear regards to the professors and the heads of departments who are teaching to the students. They should also bring to the notice that if the students are not getting proper lectures of the history of English literature, they should be managed. They should follow the proper curriculum. Means they should know that what is Anglo-Saxon period, what is the 14th century, why Chaucer was the father of poetry, what was the reason that the 15th century was a barren age, what is Tudor dynasty. I have taken interview of thousands of students, and those who are NET qualified even, I ask them, later, tell me what is Tudor dynasty. You will not believe they are unable to tell me what is the Tudor dynasty. What is the divine king of rights? They are not able to tell. But, my dear students, there is a book known as Literary Terms. You must have seen so many books of great authors in India. Very, very renowned authors of literary terms. But they are written in a very bombastic language, and most of the part of those literary books are out of the syllabus. Means, suppose negative capability. I am just giving you an example, a very important terminology. Negative capability, everybody knows, is about written by Keats. This term is associated with John Keats. A thing of beauty is a joy forever. Keats को हम सभी जानते हैं. Now, negative capability, a very small definition I will tell you, which I have made according to my experience. John Keats was a very emotional person. He was a very, a person who died at a very young age. His father died, he lost his mother, he lost his father, he was unreciprocated in his love for Fanny Brown. He was suffering from tuberculosis. So once upon a time, he was just sitting under the tree and was listening to the music of the nightingale. And he was lost in so much of ecstasy and that beautiful song and exquisite melody of that nightingale that he forgot all the fever and fret of the society and all the pains of his body and mind. And what happened? What happened? He negated. All the things negated. So this negation of the fever, fret and the worry and the hurry and the pain is called negative capability. In very simple terminology, I have tried to tell you. So there is a book known as Literary Terms, which I have specially made for those students who will read these books, terminology that is from the alphabetical order A to Z, and in such simplicity I have written. And suppose a word is elegy, mock epic, mock heroic, Petrarchan sonnet, anything, absurd theatre. There are hundreds of terminologies which the students have to adopt. Otherwise, students, you will not be able to write even in your MA English examination, where a lot of literary terms is used while you are writing your answers. And while you are giving the interviews, there are many things which the professors ask you these terms. For example, negative capability. For example, dissociation of sensibility, unification of sensibility, theatre of the absurd, divine right of kings, and graveyard school of poetry, kitchen school of drama. There are innumerable terms. So I have put all those things in a nutshell in a book which is known as Literary Terms, and that is something of a blessing for the students who are targeting these level of examination. Now students, the next point which comes to my mind is that once you are done with your syllabus, जब आपने अपने सिलेबस को कंप्लीट कर लिया है, then start attempting the mock tests. Now again listen here. Mock test plays a very important and integral role where you are acquainted and you have a lot of pressure in your mind that you have completed this course, and suppose if you are not able to solve these questions, then what will happen? But make it sure that those mock tests are of worth. You will find in the market thousands and lakhs of mock tests roaming here and there, but they are not made by any professors. They are just cut and paste here and there from the books which are in the market. So what happens, my dear students, that you think that you have completed your syllabus, and when you are solving those questions, you will find it very easy. Maybe you will be able to analyze that yes sir is saying the right thing. आपको ऐसा लगेगा, you will find that the questions you are solving them are very easy. Sometimes you will also find it difficult, but those easy questions will never come in the examination of NET, because now the trend has changed. In the initial अभी मैंने आपको ये सेशन शुरू करने से पहले आपसे कहा था, I had told you that the trend has changed. The dynamic things have changed of UGC NET examination. So the problem solving skills can only be controlled when you have the right mock test. And when you have the right mock test, because those examination tests will have to have that understanding of the latest trend. Now the examiner will not ask who has written the Parliament of Fowls, who has written the this Parliament of Fowls or Book of Duchess or the Canterbury Tales. There was a time when the UGC NET used to ask these questions also. That's who has written Vanity Fair. Now the time has gone, and believe me students, आज भी, even today, the students are attempting those questions, they are solving those questions, and they feel very much enamored, they feel very happy that they are able to solve those questions and they will be able to qualify this examination. Fine. So always keep in mind that the mock test should have that base, that level of performance where you have to analyze yourself. Now, after this, students, when you have done with your mock test, then you have to assess your progress. Now comes the revision part. How you have to do your revision. For example, take the unit 1. For example, I have here, I'll just show you, students. I have an example here. For example, unit 1 and 2. I am taking unit 2. How you will revise it? See, this is my book on drama and poetry. Drama and poetry. That is unit 1 and unit 2. This is my UGC NET book. Now, when I will go to the content of this book, see, this is called revision. So, from the very first chapter, I have written a preface to drama. Why? Because the unit says it is drama. Before 2019, the syllabus was different. Literature cannot change, but the syllabus is different. We have to start from drama. So my first chapter or my first class of UGC NET also starts with drama. Fine. So a preface to drama. Here in this preface to drama, I have explained the history of English literature from where drama has inculcated. And because of this reason, the students get a base of it. The second part, the Elizabethan drama. Third, Jacobean drama. Fourth, Restoration drama. Fifth, modern British drama. Sixth, the dramatist. Means who are the dramatists which has to be covered in this unit 1. That is, I'll tell you, John Galsworthy, George Bernard Shaw, Sean O'Casey, J.M. Synge, T.S. Eliot, Oscar Wilde. Then, don't forget, drama hai beta. Drama में post modern dramatist भी आएगा. You will not cover the drama only in the British period. You will also have to cover, because this is a big term, drama. Post-modern dramatist. Now, under the post-modern dramatist, who will come? Terence Rattigan. Have you heard the name? Terence Rattigan. Arnold Wesker. Carlyle Churchill. Ellen Bennett. Christopher Fry. Samuel Beckett. Noel Coward. Harold Pinter. Now, don't forget again that American dramatist has also to be covered here, because it is a big term, drama. The UGC NET has not told you that in this drama section you will not take American, African, Indian or British. You have to take everything. That is why I told that UGC NET syllabus is a vast ocean. And because of this vast ocean, I have tried to incorporate with my experience students who can afford to qualify this examination in a limited time, because they do the smart studies. Now, as far as American dramatist is concerned, first, I have introduced what is American literature. Then Arthur Miller, Edward Albee, Tennessee Williams, Eugene O'Neill, and August Wilson. There may be many more. Now, last but not the least is Indian drama and theatre. Indian drama and theatre has also to be covered, like Mahesh Dattani, Vijay Tendulkar, Girish Karnad, Badal Sarkar, and many more. Then last, African dramatist Vol Soyinka, Chinua Achebe, Bessie Head, M.S. Totola, and so many others. Got my point, students? So this is how the students revise with a good knowledge, that is drama and poetry. See this book in hardbound. So this is drama and poetry. In the same way, when the students revise, they come with the third unit and the fourth unit, fiction and non-fiction. Fine. So like this, see, literary theory, the modern contemporary age. So in this way, the students have a lot of knowledge, and they have the background also with the classes as well as the study material. So coming back to the point, students, where I was telling you about the study material, that how the study material plays a very vital role in making you analyze that what you have written. You can make your own notes also. You can refer to the market good books also, like Crompton Rickon, like Sanders, like Rowledge, like Michael Alexander, and even you can make your base with a book hai, R.D. Trivedi. This is a very good handbook, very easily written. R.D. Trivedi, A History of English Literature by R.D. Trivedi. So these are the books which you can write down. Now, because there are unit 1 to unit 10, the students के साथ एक problem ये आती है that how many books they will purchase. They have to purchase the book on literary theory. They have to purchase a book on criticism. They have to purchase book from the language part, the pedagogy part, the English in India. And these books, students, are not available easily, and if they are available, they are very, very expensive. And even suppose if you buy these expensive views, who is going to guide you that what you have to study and what you have not to study? Now, for example, I'll just take the example of this language. I'll just show you. This is a very important topic which was introduced in 2019. See, language and English in India. This is a very thin book. Why? Because not matter is available, and that matter which is available, it is not worth reading for the UGC NET exam. So with my experience, I've incorporated almost everything which covers, and every time the students get the questions. So I'll just tell you that, see, this is the course of language. Unit 5, Introduction of Linguistics and Language. Characteristics of language. Linguistics is major areas. And many questions have been coming from the English language pedagogy, that is the behaviorist theory, the rationalist theory, the grammar translation method, direct method, situational approach, audiolingual approach, communicative language teaching, total physical response, जिसको हम कहते हैं TPR, silent way method, task based language teaching, interaction hypothesis. So this is a very new type of a syllabus which the students might not be studying in their MA English examination, because in most of the universities this portion is missing. Because in the literature department we have also studied in the University of Allahabad, so we were never taught. So I read it personally, and then after having a lot of command in this subject, then after 2019 I started teaching these new topics, and the students got that thing. Now, before I proceed to something that how the students have to prepare in less period of time, for all the students who are watching me here, see, there is a trick, and that trick can be only experienced with the passage of time and with a thorough knowledge. If ever have you seen, many of my students might have seen my channel OSN Academy on the YouTube. Many of you might not be knowing, but those students who might not be knowing OSN Academy, they may follow my channel and they may see that how I have been teaching, and every class at the YouTube channel is worth watching because I only teach content. I don't believe in entertainment as other people do. I only believe in the right approach to get the students some knowledge out of it. Now, for example, there is a crash course. Now, what is a crash course? Crash course is something where there are question and answers related to the history of English literature which help students in the interviews also, when you are going for the assistant professor examination or any interview after qualifying any examination, where the professors can ask you any question related to any area, because you have covered so much in your graduation and post-graduation. Now, the point is, there is no book in the market. पूरे हिंदुस्तान में you will never find any book where you will be able to read or get the knowledge that how these examiners are making the questions. Why these questions are so manipulated that the students are actually in a maze समझते हैं आप, कि वो भटक जाते हैं कि मैं किधर जाऊं, इस ऑप्शन पे जाऊं या इस ऑप्शन पे जाऊं या इस ऑप्शन पे जाऊं, and they think that I have never heard these names. Oh my God, I have done my BA, I have done my MA, I have done my PhD, but how and why I am not able to solve these questions? This is UGC NET. You can take out the question papers of the last 2 years and you will find what I am going to tell you now. So now just have a pen and paper and just write what I am trying to tell you. For example, एक elegy है. There is an elegy known as Wordsworth's Grave. I don't have time to write, students, because if I am going to write, then it is going to take a lot of time. Fine. So just note it down what I am saying. There is an elegy known as Wordsworth's Grave. I am just trying to write it down. Wordsworth's Grave. This is an elegy. मैं लिख देता हूं. This is an elegy, and this elegy, Wordsworth's Grave, is written by William Watson. This is elegy written by William Watson in 1890. Now, the whole collection is called as Wordsworth's Grave and Other Poems. Can you imagine the question? This whole collection is called as Wordsworth's Grave and Other Poems. Now, question can be asked that this elegy, Wordsworth's Grave, who has written this elegy? In the option, there will be 4 options. One option will be William Watson. And what is the name of that elegy which is known as Wordsworth's Grave and Other Poems? You will immediately understand that it is Wordsworth's Grave written by William Watson. So these are one-liners which will help you a lot in understanding that what is UGC NET exam. For example, I take the second example. You must have heard the name of, or even read it, Samuel Butler's The Way of All Flesh. The Way of All Flesh is a great work by Samuel Butler. Now, I'm asking you a question. Which of the work by Samuel Butler is a semi-autobiographical novel which attacks the Victorian era hypocrisy and traces 4 generations of which family? You should know the name of the family, that is Pontifex family. एक बार एक क्वेश्चन आया था कि where do you find this Pontifex family? Where do you find, in which work? The options are The Way of All Flesh and other 3 options. The correct answer is The Way of All Flesh, written by Samuel Butler. Even the question can come that what is the name of that novel by Samuel Butler which is known as being a semi-autobiographical novel which attacks the Victorian era hypocrisy and traces the 4 generations of Pontifex family? You have to tick The Way of All Flesh. Direct questions, students don't come. They come, but they are very limited in numbers. Fine. So these are the things which are of utmost importance, which I am teaching just now by examples. Because in the limited time period of time, only I can quote examples so that you may be able to understand in short. See, you must have heard the name of a poem by T.S. Eliot which is known as Hollow Men. Most of you must have studied also in post-graduation. Now, this Hollow Men has 5 parts. Hollow Men. This is a poem by T.S. Eliot. It is written in 5 parts. Fine. And how many lines? Though it is not important, but yet I am telling you. 98 lines. Now, the question which is coming to me, which I am going to ask you, you have to analyze yourself, students, whether you know this answer or not. This title, Hollow Men, combines 2 titles. This combines 2 titles. One being Hollow Land. एक टाइटल है Hollow Land और दूसरा टाइटल है Broken Men. Now see, Hollow and Men. This Hollow Land is written by William Morris and the Broken Men is written by Rudyard Kipling. So this title combine करिए, Hollow इधर से लिया और Men इधर से लिया. So anything can be asked that tell me who has written this Hollow Land by this, or it can be many questions. बहुत सारे questions बन सकते हैं. Fine. So this is just an example of the new trend of the UGC NET examination where it has entirely been changed and the students are still focusing on the old pattern because उनकी गलती नहीं है. They are not at fault. Basically guidance की कमी है, right guidance की कमी है, and that is the reason why we are here, that how you can qualify the UGC NET examination with all these things into your mind. As I have told you earlier, that when I will complete this session, you will find a 2.0 version of yourself by having so much of knowledge. Now you will inculcate all these things into your daily routine, thereby making your emphasis to how to grow big in this area.